His own insurance company blocked him from getting a CGM in order to check his blood sugar. God bless America right there. Okay. Because I almost lost my mind. He was like, I got it. Take
So,
care of
so
it. I
you,
almost
you,
lost.
the two of you are very big into technology, but I don't think there's a replacement for a face-to-face or on the phone conversation and that relationship that gets built up. And if you want to strengthen the relationship between the pediatric diabetologist and the pediatrician, there has to be a leader in the practice in the general pediatrician's office and a leader in the community that's a pediatric and diabetologist. And they break bread together every so often. They go over the cases and they
I love that
communicate.
idea, but
Um,
there are too many places where that just can't happen.
Well,
Because
relationship.
there is,
and what do you mean
because
that like to
the
rural?
diabetologist doesn't exist.
All the more
It,
reason, Chip, that we need that support, right? It may
yeah,
be that the diabetologist, for example, I'm sure in some parts of Utah, the diabetologist is sitting in Denver,
yeah.
and it may be a nurse practitioner, a family nurse practitioner, because that's all the town's got. But all the more reason to have that communication be strong. If you live in a big super city like I do, there's a lot of endocrinologists. It's just a matter whether you want to be sitting on the road for 45 minutes to get there. What do you think,
Um,
Dan?
yeah.
That's a challenge. First of all, there aren't enough diabetologists. Second, in a busy day of seeing X number of patients per day, those sorts of conversations are hard to have. But I think that using the societies to be able to communicate with them and track with them and work with them to make sure that we are working together from that perspective is reasonable to do. The one-on-one conversations, I would love to be able to pick up the phone and talk with the diabetologist. And actually, now that I think about it, I have a skewed, I have a skewed perspective because they all know me down there, and I do just pick
Right.
it up, and they just,
That's right.
or I text.
Dan, you don't count for this thing.
Yeah, I'm a bad one to comment on this now that I'm.
And they probably call you half the time. So you're not a good example for this element of it. Yes.
I told you, Chip, you can text me anytime with your
You
diabetes
did.
questions.
First thing you told me. You've lived through things that I can't imagine.
And so Dan, what do you mean by the associations? What do you think is missing?
No, I think that they themselves are trying to address and look at what do we do with kids and early screening of type 1 diabetes. And as this resolution, in fact, you need to talk about the resolution, Herb, that's going around and let everybody know about it. But as people have begun to put support behind resolutions for screening of kids, we need to be in communication with those folks, is what I meant.
Right.
I don't want to change the subject, but I want to make
no,
sure.
No. I think it's very
about
important. So I think
resolution.
It's important that the American Academy of Pediatrics have a statement.
Now, why is that important?
What's that?
Why is that important? Because pediatricians will not do anything until they're told to do something by the AAP. Otherwise, they'll push it to the specialist. The specialist is not going to see the kid that's going to be sick in a year. He's going to wait for him to be sick today, then see them. So we need something for the AAP to give some guidance to general PD on how to screen. And then if we have to screen, the doctors need a process that's easy. They need something that doesn't take too much time. And you know what? They should be paid for it too. What are your thoughts, Herb, with the resolution?
Yeah, so there's a resolution that hopefully will make it to the leadership conference this year, calling for the American Academy of Pediatrics to endorse ISPADS, which is the International Society of Adolescent Pediatric Diabetes, standards of care, in which they call for offering every family antibody screening at the ages of 1 to 2 and then 4 to 6 years of age. The word offering is very important because we want to make it a choice between the family and the pediatrician.